No way.
Hi friends, welcome to another Clean With Us. Today we're here to give you the ultimate cleaning motivation. We're going to show you how to gamify your chores and routines to make cleaning more fun. We're also going to show you the rewards along the way and of course explain the science and the psychology behind why your brain works the way it does and how you can use that to your cleaning advantage. We have some cheat sheets for you to use as well. All right, we're going to show you some clips and we'll get started.
All right, here's the inspiration behind this video. The book Reality is Broken is an incredible book. It is exactly what we're going to be talking about in this video, taking everything in your life and turning them into games. And then if you absolutely cannot stand cleaning and you just want to get through with it, then I recommend checking out Speed Cleaning. It gives you lots of tips and tricks for just getting through it.
Does your brain work like mine, where you're in the middle of a project and then you see something and you have to go do that other thing?
Whether you have ADHD or just occasionally have trouble focusing, we're going to give you the hacks, the tricks, the cheat codes to be able to get what you need done in your life.
And if your brain works like ours does, go ahead and like and subscribe now, because you know you're going to forget to do it later.
Sometimes when we have a problem, we think we just need a new notebook. Once we find that perfect notebook, then finally everything's going to start getting done.
But sometimes all it takes is finding the right list. Laura and I have been working on creating checklists and routine sheets for you guys. Check it out in our Etsy shop. We have 3 different themes going on right now. We have the cat one. Look how cute these are. Laura made these and they are literally adorbs. And we also have a Gamify version and a pink and green version. We're starting off in the playroom today, and we have a lot to cover, but let's take a moment to introduce ourselves. I'm Lana.
I'm Laura.
And we're 2 identical twins who love to clean and tidy.
And we never played competitive sports, but on either side of the field, you can see us getting everything back to where it should be. We're making baskets, making goals.
We mentioned earlier in the video that basically we're going to try to open up your mind to sort of hack it or trick it to get you to want to start cleaning. The trick we're using right here is Laura and I have divided the room into 2 zones, basically Laura versus Lana. We each have the same amount of time, 10 minutes to clean the room, and our goal is to try to finish it beforehand. Sometimes we jump over to each other's sides, especially if one person's falling behind, but it's a friendly competition. Really, the only winner is both of us because we get a clean room.
And if you're one of those people that are like, oh, my brain can't be hacked, it can't be tricked, your silly little games don't work on me, well, then maybe you'll be interested in the next section where we're going to be going over the science and the psychology of how to make your brain do what you want it to do. Okay, so we're going to talk about 4 different brain chemicals, and all of these can be released during different cleaning activities, and we're going to talk about each one individually and how they all reduce cortisol, the stress hormone. Okay, so I'm a little bit weird, but when I think of dopamine, I think of like those 90s Capri Sun commercials where, you know, you had like a skateboarding grandma and like it was like a bunch of like stimulation and like music and loud noises. That's kind of the vibe I get from it. And you can get that same feeling from a checklist. I know that seems crazy, but it's possible. Dopamine is triggered through progress, and when we create visual progress charts, it makes us want to accomplish them more. Basically, it gets us ready to start the next activity. And with dopamine, the thing we're probably most familiar with is rewarding yourself. So getting a treat when you've accomplished a big project. Now, some people would be like, just go get the Starbucks. Go ahead and splurge and watch your TV time or just do the thing. And I promise you that will never be as rewarding as actually doing the work first. The reward feels so much better when you actually accomplish something. So Dr. Susan Albers from the Cleveland Clinic of Psychology says that scrubbing and vacuuming can get you the same benefits as if you were riding a bike or going for a walk. Your body releases those endorphins, which we're going to talk about later, and serotonin, which makes you feel good, and it helps reduce your cortisol level like we mentioned earlier. And that's from a doctor.
And we associate this with a mood stabilizer. Basically, it's the ambiance hormone. It makes us feel good. It makes us calmer. So when our house is clean and it smells good and the lighting is great, that's where serotonin is being released. You're going to see us doing a nightly reset of my home in a little bit, but part of the things that I do to kind of get that serotonin release is I grab a cup of tea. I make sure my senses, which we're about to see here, smell good. I also work on getting my audiobook ready so I can make cleaning more calm when I make the atmosphere more calm.
Whether you use wax melts or candles or any kind of, air freshener, what kind of scents do you have in your home? Are you looking for something calming and relaxing or something with energy?
Or something more foodie?
Let us know in the comments below. So to summarize serotonin one more time, it's that mood setter, that stabilizer. And so when you have a clear space, it equals a calm mind. For oxytocin, I felt like I kind of had a misconception about this, that it kind of related to physical touch, and I wasn't really sure how that could actually relate back to cleaning. But after some research, I saw that there was a little bit more to it than that. According to the Greater Good magazine, Science-Based Insights for a Meaningful Life, oxytocin can be released through team-building activities and trust.
So doing chores with your partner builds that trust, and it also develops that love. A lot of researchers are saying that women find men who do chores attractive. So talk to your partner, come up with a system, because equal work in the household builds trust. It makes everyone love each other more, and you get more done out of your home, meaning you have more time for love.
And this does not have to be a romantic partner. You can build relationships with your kids. You can build it with your siblings, with your parents, whoever you're living with. You can actually use this hormone to actually not only build your relationship together, but to get the house clean. That's pretty cool.
Endorphin release is often associated with working out or big projects, and in this case, dancing. So Laura and I are cleaning up our kitchen, and we are singing a song to try to get our endorphins going to make us more motivated. Here's the question though, what song are we singing? Look at the screen, tell us, what is the song?
If you're still not convinced your brain can be hacked, let's talk about timers.
Timers are the simplest motivation for cleaning. Basically, we call it beat the clock. You set a certain amount of time and you have to get the job done before the bell dings.
This works great if you're just trying to get the project done. And if you're just trying to have some fun with it,
play basketball. We have our kids constantly trying to make baskets, and through tons of practice, they make progress. Maybe we won't have professional b-ball players, but we will have kids who like cleaning.
But it's not just for kids. The truth is, throwing things into baskets or hoops triggers the dopamine response. So it feels good when you make a basket, and it feels good even when you miss because you're playing a game.
Another element you can add to make cleaning more fun is chance. Here we have a 20-sided die and a checklist that has 20 different projects on it. We roll the die, and whatever the number lands on, that's the project we tackle.
You can do this with a random number generator online or just like sheets of paper and a hat, whatever works for you, but adding chance to that triggers that dopamine response, makes you want to keep cleaning.
The bigger the game, the more rewarding it is. So in this case, we're actually doing a challenge. This is a declutter challenge. It takes multiple days, in this case 30, and our goal is to get rid of 30 items or 30 bags in 30 days.
This is an amazing reward that you get from long-term progress. So this is like dopamine at its highest level.
And it's stamina building. So this makes us want to do these projects for longer periods of time.
Right now, we're in my closet, and a couple months back, we did an amazing declutter video, so make sure to check that out. We go over different method cleanings and how to declutter. Here, I kind of already have the system down. I'm just going back through and deciding finally, it's been 6 months. If I haven't worn that since the last declutter video, maybe it is time to part with it. Now, I already struggle to say goodbye to items. That is something we are definitely going to cover in different videos. I truly have trouble with clothing, saying goodbye. It is very difficult for me. So having one item a day to be able to go through is so much less overwhelming. So just having this little basket on the outside of my closet, I can just, every day go in or go into my dresser and pick one item to donate or discard.
Visual progress helps us want to keep doing this. Here we have a little sheet, and every time we donate an item, we color it in. And also the basket itself getting more and more filled is also visual progress.
Okay, so let's talk about sticky notes. Now people might be like, how are sticky notes fun? First off, color, fun. Sticky, fun. Obviously, traditionally, sticky note is great for a visual reminder of things that need to get done.
Sticky notes are also a tactile way to assure that something is getting done. Here we're putting them on like a board, they're laminated, we can change them up, and when we're done with them, we can flip them down as a sign of, hey, this is done. We remove the stimuli. So removing things can also be as rewarding as adding them like we did in the declutter part.
For that ADHD mind, this is really going to help having a visual reminder. So I don't even have anything written on these sticky notes. I have 4 sticky notes while I'm doing the laundry. One is for me to start the laundry, to dry it, to fold the clothes, and to put them away. And every time I accomplish one of those steps, I remove a sticky note.
Start!
All right, so here's that bonus content we promised you. We're going to show you how to organize board games in a very efficient way. First thing you're going to need are these bags. We're going to put this in our links down below, but these bags are awesome for storing board games, especially the very largest size. So that's going to be the first thing you do. The second thing you're going to want to do is go online and find images of your board game covers. So here I just went on to, just typed in sorry board game into Google, I clipped it, and then I made it a JPEG, a photo. What I'm gonna do after I make it into a JPEG is I'm gonna order it. I'm gonna go to Walgreens and I'm gonna order a photo. These ones I believe are 4x4s. So I order a bunch of 4x4s, look out for those 50% off coupons that Walgreens does all the time. I'm gonna empty all those pieces and put them into the bag.
And you can see the size difference. So this is 10 board games.
This is 10 board games, and we just took all of these ones out.
Well,
Oh no, this is 8 board games.
Oh, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Oh, 10, I'm sorry, my fault.
We can count, hold on. And you can see the size difference. This is 10 board games here, and we're gonna fit 10 games into this basket. Now, obviously it depends on the game and how many pieces, but this is sorry. We have
Headbands, Don't Spill the Beans, that's 3.
Pretty
Pretty Princess, this is our favorite.
Yes,
4.
Jenga.
I can do Jenga first. 4, we're gonna do 5.
Yeah, see, it's pretty small, but I can tuck it there.
It's Memory 7.
And then, how did we do this? I swear they put it right. Is that the
8. This is Shoots and Ladders.
Okay.
9.
I think they know.
Or
No.
10.
Okay. And and if you think that is too tight, we're only pulling board games out, so often, then you could take 2 out and then it would fit, even better. But, considering the difference here.
You can stack these so you can see them.
Yeah. So, something to consider. And so these are all of our games that we had. Now, the reason we actually kept these ones in the box is because we do like the, aesthetic to an extent.
And some of these bags, if we didn't order the jumbo extra large ones, and some of the board game pieces don't fold in half like Sorry does, and so they actually do not fit in a bag. So we just have them all.
We mentioned it a few times earlier, and we definitely mentioned it in our last video, doing a daily or nightly reset. So make sure to check that out. That's technically our back to school episode, but there's a lot of stuff that you can take for there, even if you're not going back to school. But right now we're doing a nightly reset.
This is what you may refer to as your saving point in the night. We put on a 30-minute timer. This one's actually a calming one. You can find all of these on YouTube.
But why don't we kind of tell them what this entails?
I always start off my nightly routine with my domino chore. My domino chore is the one that I do first, and it gets me motivated to do all the other ones. This chore releases 2 chemicals, dopamine because it's exciting, it's fun, it makes me want to do the next project, but it also releases serotonin because it's my favorite room in the house. I want it to feel good, and so I spend a lot of time making sure it looks good so that I get that positive vibe energy.
And because we're doing it together, we're releasing oxytocin, we're actually talking about our couple projects coming up, so we're bonding.
And truthfully, it's hard for Laura and I to do any room without dancing.
So that's how we're releasing those endorphins.
Since we're talking about gamifying, I often associate clutter like a game that has a lot of complex rules and a lot of pieces. Has anyone tried to explain a board game to you with so many rules and so many steps that you kind of like zone out a little bit and you almost don't want to play? And then they always say something like, you'll get it along the way. Yeah, that annoys me. But that's the same thing with your house. When you have so much stuff that you can't keep it organized, it doesn't have a place in your home, that's brain clutter. And we want to help you guys start looking at minimizing that brain clutter because then the games become more fun.
You jumble your brain when you add all these unnecessary rules like, oh, well, this is only in here for this time and I'll eventually change it up. How about try to stick with something consistent, but you also need those rules and those boundaries, and we're going to talk about those a little bit more.
Rules make everything more fun.
But implementing rules for yourself to follow can be really challenging.
However, creating very strict boundaries and having discipline makes you able to do these jobs in the long run. It creates stamina. So even though it's hard to say to yourself, I have this rule and I need to follow it, whether it be every night or every week, it'll actually make you a stronger person, a more disciplined person, and a better cleaner.
We didn't mention it in the earlier notes, but check out Extreme Ownership by Jocko Willink. This really talks about the dichotomy of discipline, the fact that, you want to be a more disciplined person and stick to your list, and it actually allows you more freedom to do the things that you want to do. So we don't have time to cover it all today, but we wanted to at least mention it.
And we're going to mention this in a later video, but talking about how we can get kids motivated to clean through games and gamification, and also through discipline. Jocko also has a book called Way of the Warrior Kid that I've definitely used, and it helps kids kind of see themselves as being developed. They can develop themselves into way more disciplined people. We're talking about the Navy SEALs and their efficiency, and Laura and I always use the top to bottom, left to right method, which was developed by them.
Okay, I don't know if they developed it, but it's a militaristic cleaning style. It's pretty much the most efficient way to get any room clean in your house. This is something that is so good for us to know and for us to teach our children. We talk about rules in a game, and left to right, top to bottom is a rule. You start from one place on the board game and you end in another.
And it's also really good for that ADHD brain because we often try to jump when we're distracted. We go, oh, I look at the table's messy. Oh, this makes me think I need to clean the ceiling fan because the lighting isn't good, whatever it is. But if we follow the rule, the boundary we've set, we're going to be efficiently cleaning this room because it's a line to follow, just like in a game.
And if lines don't work for you, then maybe creating smaller boundaries. It's like, okay, I'm not allowed to move from this counter spot until I complete this objective.
We've mentioned multiple games, we've mentioned multiple hacks along the way. We're actually going to have a list for you guys of different games that you can play. Make sure to check out our Etsy shop where this is. We love relying on our fans to help us with these projects, so please tell us, what are those games, those hacks, or those cheat codes that get you motivated to clean, especially if you're someone who struggles with focus? How do you get your brain to do what you want to do? Please put it in the comments below.
The tips and advice and tricks that we've offered today are meant to help anyone from level 1 to level 100.
We are coming to the end of our video.
And we've enjoyed cleaning, showing you guys some of our tricks, going through the brain chemicals, talking about what motivates us to clean.
And I hope that you can take our tips, use them at home, make cleaning fun, and we hope you've enjoyed this video. And look out for our future video when we take all of these tips and tricks and apply them to teens and kids.
You're the night sky. see your stars, but the dark gets so lonely. Now I see violet, I can feel silence, and the dark's all that I see when your stars have burnt out.
Thank you so much for watching.
This is your friendly reminder to like and subscribe. Remember, we told you at the beginning of the video, you might forget. This is it. Do it now. I also want to send a special thank you to one of our viewers, Casey, who saw our last video, our back to school reset, and sent me something from my teacher store. It was a bunch of golf pencils. Seriously, thank you. I hope your school year goes really well because I know you're a teacher too.
If you're looking for your daily double dose of the Tidy 2, then make sure to check out our TikTok. We post there twice a day. Sometimes it's funny, but it's always cleaning. And we're always interested in your feedback. Do you want to see us clean living rooms,
Kitchens,
dining rooms,
playrooms? All of these can be found on our cleaning playlist.
We are so grateful to all of you for watching. Thank you to all of our subscribers. And most importantly, we want to know,
What should we clean next?